Well, good morning, PSC 2020, and welcome to Week 10. So, as you've developed your skills as political scientists, we now find ourselves in a week's topic that is very consequential. When we think of the way society and global governance operates, it is centered around international law and understanding that international law is both very new and also historically old in the sense that there are particular laws and statutes and treaties and other things that have existed for decades and centuries, but also it's a field that is ever rapidly changing to adapt towards intergovernmental organizations like the UN or the World Trade Organization, or adapting to the ways to which crises, whether it's climate change, terrorism, or trade, is responded to by intergovernmental organizations, and also the way that, say, non-governmental and non-state actors participate in this space. And so, international law, while it does exist and does have, say, the International Criminal Court or the International Court of Justice, the ability to enforce it to address global crisis or to address war is extremely complicated and oftentimes doesn't have the kind of weight or teeth to convince complicity. The other topic is international political economy, which is our effort to understand the evolution of global economies, whether it's mercantilism in the 18th century, right, where colonies were forced to produce raw materials, send them back home to the home country, and those goods are produced and then resold back, to trade liberalization in the last 50 years, to the rise of globalization. And in doing so, right, it helps us understand that the shift means that our economy has become more interconnected, but it remains still an economy that's centered around exploitation of those places that are underdeveloped but have lots of natural resources, and using those natural resources to produce goods that we then sell at exploitive prices in many places. But it is also important to note that international political economy also helps us understand, right, how we've created a global economy which until very recently was centered around the US dollar, the gold standard, etc., as the kind of primary driver of monetary value across the globe. So, all of that being said, you've got readings from chapter 15 and 16 this week, discussion 10, quiz 10. Keep working on that study guide because the exam is next week. I'll be updating grades throughout the week.